needs to be unmuted. It keeps muting me, so I'm having to re-record. So I do think that we are good to go. Welcome to the Diva Deets, the ultimate podcast for women over 40 who are ready to take control of their health, ditch the diets, and lose weight for good. I'm your host and coach, Danya Powers, and honestly, today has been already just an interesting day. So I'm back. Hello, I'm back. It's been about a month and a half since I've recorded a podcast episode. I had a lot of life happen, and then life kept happening back. And so, welcome back to the Diva Deets. It literally has been a much needed break, unintentional, but I'm not going to stand here and over apologize for the need to take time off because honestly, life got really full, really full. And I had to make some choices about where my energy was going. And I don't regret that choice. So, but I'm back. And I have to tell you, I really missed you guys. I really missed recording. I missed time just kind of wandering through the thought process of fitness. And if you've been following me on Instagram or Facebook, you already know some of what's been going on. And if you don't follow me, why not? Why aren't you following me? Take, pause right now. Go find me on Instagram at Danya Powers EC. Go find me on YouTube at Danya Powers EC. Go find me on Facebook at Danya Powers and follow me. And so, but if it's your first time here, you welcome. I'm glad you found me. You picked a good episode to start with because today I'm going to tell you the real story of the last 80 days of my life. Well, the last 72 days on my journey, 80 days to 50, not the highlight reel, because you really just kind of get the highlight reel online, but you do have an inkling of what's going on, but really the whole thing and what the journey 80 days to 50 has been to me. So here's the backstory. Okay. I am turning 50 this year, and about 80 days before my birthday, I decided I was going to document my fitness journey. And so I was like, this will be a great series. Series are all the cat's meow right now, but that means every single day. And that means share it really publicly, raw, real, unfiltered, not a perfectly lit gym, not always having the makeup on, not always having the cutest outfit on, not always trying to set myself up for perfection. And I called it 80 days to 50. And it has been one of the most freeing things that I've ever done in my whole life. First and foremost, there's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind that God intended me for this purpose, not just as a coach, but as a content creator. I do feel very alive in front of a camera. I feel very thankful to have a voice that can change people's lives. And it's also given me a lot of thick skin because you get a lot of criticism, especially since I'm a coach that's walking through a pretty big setback. And so you do get adjusted to the fact that, yeah, I'm walking this out in front of you. And so, but I have not missed a day. We are on day 72 today on that journey as I record this. But I do have some great news at the end of this episode that I'm going to share with you in that regard, just for YouTube, because YouTube, we are really leaning in this next quarter. May, June, July is going to be all about making sure that the YouTube community has what they need from me to either further their fitness career, laugh a bunch with me as I go on this journey with you, or just, for the most part, have somebody that's in your corner. And, just like any other platform, there's going to be some meanies out there. I see you. I hear you. I'm still me. And that's okay with me. So whether you want me here or not, I'll be here. Oh, so I also want to be really clear about something, because somebody did ask me recently, did you lose all the weight that you wanted to on this fitness journey of yours, on this series, 80 Days to 50? And I thought, man, you haven't watched any of the episodes, because my answer was no. That was never the point. It's not I'm going to lose 72 pounds on this 80 Days to 50. Real story, if you don't know me, I had a hysterectomy at the very end of 2024. And the 6-month recovery was rough. It was a really rough recovery. They were like, at 6 weeks, they were like, you can lift weights. And it didn't matter how light I lifted, I had so much pain. And it had to do with my pelvic floor. So I had to take an additional 6 weeks off and work on strengthening my pelvic floor. And that was an interesting process as well. That's something I highly recommend. I had somebody reach out and say, that's a private thing. No, it's not. Your pelvic floor needs help, even if you're a dude and you're having issues. I'm sorry, but that's not a private thing. We're not, none of us getting younger. I'm not a 22-year-old on here telling you, hey, you need to work on your pelvic floor. I am almost 50, work on your damn pelvic floor. so, I, went through that for 12 weeks. Well, in the middle of all of that, I lost so much muscle. So that was 12 weeks. For the next 3 months, the next 90 days, I worked on starting to lift weights again. After I started lifting weights and coming back, that is when my weight gain started. And I gained 22 pounds. So I gained 22 pounds. And in that 22 pounds, I had lost all of this muscle. I was having a really hard time putting muscle back on. Let me tell you, after a hysterectomy, it was so much harder to put muscle on, which I didn't anticipate because I had worked so hard. I had gained 15 pounds of muscle prior to the surgery. I thought this is going to be cake, this recovery. I'm in the best shape of my life, at least the best shape of my 40s. This is going to be great. And when you lose muscle, you gain fat. When you lose muscle, you lose your metabolism. So then it's this healing process of, now I'm not just healing this really invasive surgery that changed my entire person. I'm healing because I've lost so much muscle. So that just doesn't just disappear in 80 days. It just doesn't. Anybody telling you that it does is telling you a lie, because if you're losing weight that fast, a lot of it's muscle. And again, every time your muscle goes bye-bye, your metabolism does too, or they're trying to sell you something. And so just say no, just say no, just say no. This series was about showing you what a real life fitness journey looks like. All the reps, not the before and after, the day to day of a woman over 40 who is trying to show up for her body while her life is happening all around her. And that was my sole purpose, was how can I do this? And how can I make people understand that it's about the decisions that you make every single day? It's not about these little magical moments where, little fairies come and puff the fat off. Listen, I would charge you $1 million if I could puff fat off of you, and I would be a multi-gazillionaire, and I would help everybody I possibly could if I could puff fat off of people. You cannot. And everybody's just a little bit different. We're all very incredibly uniquely made, and we all have incredibly unique taste in food, and we have different exercises that we like. I have one client that's like, if you make me walk, I quit. I'm going to dance. Well, then dance, baby. I don't care what you do as long as you're moving, right? So I did this series knowing that life was going to happen. And whoa, I cannot tell you how many trials I have walked through in the last 72 days. And it's been tough. It has been tough. First and foremost, this series was scheduled to start. It had to start when it started because it was 80 days to 50, right? I was actually going to make it a 90 days to 50, but I fell down the stairs. And when I fell down the stairs, and I fell down the stairs. We were staying in a cabin. I fell down a full flight of stairs from second story all the way down to the bottom, like a little chalk drawing. My little right foot was back behind me, hitting every step, pop, 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 and it fractured the top of the foot. So I was in a boot for, about 7 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks for that. And so that ran into that 90-day chunk of time. And so then I was like, well, let's do an 80 days to 50. I mean, it works, right? That works. So 80 days to 50. And I had this foot that I'm still recovering. Occasionally, even like when I'm walking for a warm up, it just still feels funky. It's still a fresh injury. But I've got this going on. I'm walking through this recovery, and I was doing a squat warm up a couple of weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago now, and something popped what I thought was in my hip, but it was actually I had a bulging disc that I wasn't aware of and didn't really have any pain out of. And my leg, to this day, I'm still dealing with some numbness as we just recover this, is L4, L5, and a little bit of drop foot. So that's been fun to add to my world. And then I had my back injury. And then my daughter is pregnant again. That was another surprise from the cabin. Yeehaw. We've all been like, you can't stay in cabins anymore until but my daughter suffers with HG pregnancies. We're so excited about pregnancy number 2, but hyperparesis gravidarum, gravidarum, It's that's what HG stands for. It's severe pregnancy, not just nausea, but vomiting for all 9 months, and it doesn't stop. It doesn't quit. The only solution to it is to have the baby. She was medicated for a little while. It seemed to work for a little bit. It goes away. We just haven't found her blue ocean. Last time she grew an 8.5 pound baby on watermelon and occasionally cheese. I kid you not. That kid came out and I was like, how did you do, how did you grow this baby on the only thing she could eat was watermelon? So, so I've been at her house more often, helping her clean while we built an app. I have the best app in the whole world right now, y'all. The Empower Divas app is the bomb. It is the cat's meow. Whoa. So we were building this app. She gets deathly ill. And so I had to take over all of that, all of the app, because she couldn't, I mean, you can't even like put on your own underwear when you're that sick. It's terrible. Also just kind of helping her keep up with the grandbaby. In the midst of all that, she had a wonderful daycare worker keeping the baby every day so that she could get through the day. She died. Her daycare worker died. And so now I'm helping her more, trying to get there more often to help chase the baby and help her. And then poor mama, about 3 weeks ago, she fractured her back. Can I just say, I'm thankful for little things that happen. I'm not thankful that she was in pain, but I'm thankful she fractured her back because they found cancer. And they found cancer at an early stage and they were able to remove it fully. So she doesn't even need treatment. And so she had a stage 2 cancer. So now she's still in the hospital. So we're on week 3. And so I had a big birthday photo shoot scheduled prior to my birthday. I have postponed that. It's going to be a week after my birthday because mama needed me more than I needed to be in front of a camera. You know what I mean? But I did miss you all. And the haters have come out of the woodwork. I had the most bizarre video go viral that has nothing to do with coaching. I'm an Amazon affiliate, and in order to keep your Amazon affiliate account, you have to sell 3 things every 180 days. And I hadn't sold anything because we had all of this crap happening. So I just made a funny video on selling a bra, trying to sell a bra, trying to get 3 sales. The good news is I did keep my Amazon affiliates account. I think I didn't sell a bra, but I sold something else. But this video went viral. So the haters be coming out. They have found me all over different platforms, which has been really kind of hysterical. So this has helped me grow a lot of thick skin to just be chatting with you every single day and be myself every single day. I had one hater tell me I was a terrible coach because I did my meal prep. And I was like, oh. But, the hospital has been a challenge because mama was like, my bed is possessed. It's trying to kill me. We had that. And I was genuinely wondering, like, can a demon possess a bed? Because it would wait till we would leave and it would flatten her out. And when she flattens out, because she's had a huge open exploratory abdominal surgery where they have touched her intestines are not fully functional and it causes her to vomit and then she chokes. And so I was like, after the second time, I was like, she needs a new bed. We're not going to have this possessed bed. So she's in a new bed and she hasn't choked on her vomit since. So, I also just, through all of this, I've kept going. Not perfect, not without tears, and not with at least a couple of shots of bourbon, but I kept going. And I think it's important to notate that that's what the whole journey was about. Okay. Before I get into the biggest thing that I learned from this journey, I do have a great partnership that I want to talk about because I want to tell you about it. I've been using it, and it's something that I genuinely think is worth your attention, especially if you're a woman over 40. I started dealing with gut drama, if you will. Post hysterectomy, my gut pain was every day. Something in the shift of my hormones was messing with my gut. And so if you are trying to feel better, you can take this at any age, but if you're trying to feel better from the inside out, and that is really such a key component, this episode is really dedicated to a company called Ziva Life. And Ziva Life is a microalgae superfood. And I know it sounds like microalgae is probably something you would find in a pond, but hear me out, stay with me here, because this is not that, okay? It's made from a patented strain of microalgae that they grow only in Peru. And it's one of the most nutrient dense things that you can put in your body. Over 50% bioavailable plant protein per serving. Per serving. Fiber, antioxidants, essential fatty acids, vitamins and minerals, all in 1 teaspoon a day. That's all you have to take. And I mix mine with an emergency packet. The orange one tastes really good with it. When you mix the orange with the algae, it kind of cuts the earthy flavor. It doesn't taste bad. It just tastes really earthy. And if you're sensitive to that sort of flavor, it tastes really good. If you put the vitamin C packet, you need to be taking vitamin C anyways, because we all know everybody doesn't wash their hands. So I just take that every single day. And it's the very first thing that touches my stomach outside of 16 ounces of water. So I take my 16 ounces of water, I take my Zevo Life, and then I go to my coffee. So it just has made such a big difference in my gut. And the reviews that got my attention, there were some reviews that were just amazing. The women that were talking about it was, they were talking about energy going up. They were talking about their midday crashes disappearing. They were talking about their digestion improving, their skin clearing up. I get compliments on my skin all the time, BT dubs. They talked about their bloating going away, faster workout recovery. One woman that I read said she saw her cholesterol drop at her last checkup. Guess what, baby girl? Mine did too. And another said that she was due to start her thyroid medication. And then when she got there, her doctor said her doctor no longer saw a need for it. So it may not be for everybody, but if you're a woman over 40 trying to lose weight, you need to be able to support your gut health. And then you need to have good energy, and you need to have good immunity and your overall wellness. This is worth trying. So just 1 teaspoon a day, you get 30% off with the code at the checkout, the Diva Deets. This is the highest discount that they offer is through this partnership that they have with me. So, and this is just for my listeners. So go to zevo.life, use code the Diva Deets. And I'll put the link in the show notes for you as well so that you have it. And yes, this is a commission that you earn when you get my code, but it's because I believe in this product. I get asked to sponsor a lot of different, not sponsor, but to advertise a lot of different products. This is one that I really like. And I appreciate everybody who supports the show. This is one of the ways that you can support this show and keep it going. So, okay, 1 teaspoon, go check it out. Zevo.life, code the Diva Deets at checkout. Okay, let's get back to the good stuff. The real lesson in all of this, I think, is the biggest thing that you want to take away. So what did I actually learn in my 80 Days to 50 series? I learned I'm on a really great path. I really did. That sounds so crazy. I'm on a really great path. My body is healing in such a great way. My spirit is healing in such a great way. And I have a lot of fortitude. I'm not sad about any of the hard things that I've gone through my life, because it has brought me to where I am today. And this journey has helped me to see that clearer than ever. I do have myself surrounded by really great friends. I'm not going to get emotional talk. I'm just not even going to let my head get there. But I've had friends call me out with my negative attitude when I've let it slip, because I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I've had fights with my husband in the middle of all of this, only to really, really find out that it's strengthened our relationship more than ever. I've allowed myself time to cry about this. We've had really hard, bad emergencies in our family happen in the middle of all this stuff that I'm not willing to talk about in a podcast episode, at least not today. And every little bit of fat loss that has happened, every little step, every burst of energy that I feel, that is me healing just a little bit more every single day. And I can feel that in my body. I not just see it, I can feel it. And I love that. I feel strong. I sleep great. I have energy. I feel good in my skin. And at this age, after everything that my body has been through, for me, that's everything. That is everything that this journey has been about. And to just show you your best changes will always happen in the mundane. The changes in your life will happen in the boring, repetitive things that you do. You keep your teeth healthy by brushing them every day. It's not glamorous. You keep your body clean by showering every day. You know what I mean? It's no different. The biggest lesson in all of this was I do trust the process. I do trust the process. even when it's slow. And you need to trust the process too. It wasn't fast for me to get unhealthy. It took years. It took not paying attention. It took taking for granted my body. It took starving for years before I realized what I was doing to myself. And it wasn't too late, but I had to stop, pivot, and shift into this boring behavior of consistently eating. And then it took a hysterectomy. It took the humbling weight gain that came after a hysterectomy, the muscle loss that I dealt with, having to get strong again. It took falling down the stairs. It took me having damage to my L4, L5. Hormonal changes, life piling up. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight. And that's not going to reverse it overnight. Each one of these little setbacks within this, like, hurting my hip, I can't lift heavy right now. And I don't know when that's going to happen. There has to be something change in my physiology through PT. And that hasn't happened yet. So it could be 3 more weeks. It could be 3 more months. It could be the whole rest of this year that I have to change how I'm lifting. Does it mean I'm not working out? No, I'm still working out. I just have had to change what I'm doing. And it's not going to reverse everything overnight. Nothing is. There's nothing that magical. And I've had to make peace with that. And if nothing else that you get from this episode, make peace with the fact that if you're doing everything consistently, good things will come. If you're still starving yourself, nothing's going to change. Your body's still going to store fat and use your muscle for food. But if you are doing everything right, be patient with that process. We live in a world that wants to sell you a 30-day fix, that wants you to get on a 7-day detox, that wants you to take shots, that that's the way to healthy. And that's not how bodies work. It's not. It's not how healing works. I'm not anti-GLP-1, but you also have to have the healthy side of that attached to it. Shame on any physician that doesn't give you a nutrition plan. Shame on any physician, every physician that gives you a shot but doesn't give you a workout regimen. Shame on you. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. It's not that I don't appreciate the business on the other side of it, but I'm getting women that have no muscle left on their body whatsoever, and it's going to take us about 18 months to put it back on. So you've literally set them back so far, but with the fat loss without the support, because a GLP-1 with support works fabulous. It's magical. I am not going to take one, but I have seen, I feel that can be a magical miracle drug if we allow it to be. But shame on the medical world that's just making money off of it and profiting. You know what I mean? I'm proud of the people that are stepping up and educating people about peptides, because peptides are everywhere. They're in everything. And some peptides do certain things. Some peptides do certain things. I'm not going to buy peptides from Schmo Joe on the street corner, especially injectable. Have a physician working with you. I don't care if you see somebody fit as a fiddle, because remember, genetics, right? Make sure that you have a good source. But at the same time, you also have to do the mundane. The mundane's got to be part of your life. When you see a Hollywood actor, yeah. And I'm not talking the disgusting starvation, eating disorder queens right now that are taking over our mainstream. I'm talking about the ones that actually look healthy. They are doing the mundane every single day. They're eating their food. They're getting their workout in. They're getting their steps. They're getting their water. They're taking the things that work for them. Like mine is Evo Life. They're taking their things, right? So what actually works is showing up consistently. Even when life is hard. Even when you forgot your food at home. Figuring it out. Even when someone calls you a joke in your comments. Even when you, in front of the whole world, fell. You just pick yourself back up. You show up. You do the basics: protein, water, steps, workouts, protein, water, steps, workouts. And you trust that every single one of those days is adding up. It compounds even when you cannot see it yet. And you'll be so proud of yourself for staying with that. And for the caretakers in this audience, I have a special respect for you. I know a lot of you are. This is the season of aging parents. And I've been preparing myself for this mentally, but physically, had I not been taking care of myself, I cannot imagine the hell that my family would be dealing with at home. I see you. Do you see you? I want to say this really directly. Taking care of your body is not selfish. It is what makes you capable of showing up for the people that you love. the energy to drive to the hospital, to sit at the hospital day after day, to get to know every one of the staff on the second floor by first name, the strength to be present every single day without crashing, the clarity to ask the right questions when the doctor walks into the room, the strength to stand up and say, hey, she's not being taken care of. You have to be able to advocate for her as well. And at the same time, the people who need you in your life when you step back into your world. I'm sitting in my home right now. The people who need you deserve the version of you that isn't completely run down. They didn't buy into somebody who is a shell of a person. They need the person who is the whole person. And that is those very boring protein, steps, water, workouts, protein, steps, water, workouts. Have I hit every workout? No. But the days that I don't hit my workout, steps are a priority. I would get up and walk every hour at the hospital. They've gotten so used to me doing laps every single morning. Getting your steps? What steps are you on? How many steps? Oh my gosh, this is how many steps I had. Like, I'm sitting there inspiring the staff at the hospital who probably gets 50,000 steps a day taking care of patients. But you never know who you're going to inspire. You never know what your journey is going to, who your journey is going to help. And you never know what chain reaction it's going to cause. It's important and it matters, and your story really matters. Your voice deserves to be heard through all of this. I see you, caregiver. Do you see you? Do you see you? This is my good news, the entire 80 Days to 50 series is going to be up on my YouTube channel, which I'm so excited about. It's going to be every single day. You're going to get to watch the whole series in full May 15th. So make sure that you subscribe at Danya Powers EC or Empowered Coaching, so that way you don't miss it. And I'm laughing today because I realized that I've never done that before. So hopefully I can upload that properly. And I feel like technology is the one thing. It's like, if I've learned nothing through all of this and becoming a content creator, technology is the one thing that slows me down. But I've also allowed myself to be a slow learner and be okay with it. I was really down on myself when I first started this, because I'm working with in and around young coaches that technology is life, and I like paper. I like a paper planner. I like paper. And so you're going to want to go, if nothing else, see it and be inspired that your journey means something. And that if all you're given is 80 days, you can really make a big change in your life. Even if it's not about the scale, just who you become at the end of 80 days, I think has been a beautiful journey for me. So go subscribe so that you don't miss it. I also have a big announcement. I am launching a new challenge. We have 4 weeks till bikinis, right? Or bathing suits, whatever you want to wear. And it's literally 9 weeks, just a little under 9 weeks until summer is officially here, summer solstice or whatever it is. So what are you doing to get ready? Are you freaking out? So I'm launching Empowered 8, an 8-week challenge. It's going to start May 1st. It's going to be inside of my app. My app is amazing. It is called the Empowered Divas. You have real workouts, real accountability, real results. Honestly, this will work for any age woman. I typically coach only women over 40, but it will work, especially if you are somebody that's never exercised before. Even you're going to be able to do this. The series that I'm building for it, it's going to be all at-home workouts that you can take to the gym if you want, and I will have the option for you to sign up for gym workouts. But you're going to be able to do it anywhere, anytime. And I'm going to be doing it with you. You are not going to be alone. So, and one woman who shows up and has the best transformation, she's going to win a walking pad, because the woman who finishes the Empowered 8 is the exactly kind of woman that would probably use a walking pad and be really thankful for it. So I will put the link to sign up in the comments. You can DM me, or you can find me on Instagram. You can message me on here, put in the comment, empower. Or you can find me on Instagram at Danya Powers EC, or TikTok at Danya Powers EC, Facebook at Danya Powers, from this latest post, and I can send you the details as well. So I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity. May 1st, 8 weeks, you and me, baby. Let's freaking go. I'm pumped about it. All right. That is a wrap on today's episode of the Diva Deets. I am so excited. If you need help, make sure that you fill out an application in the show notes. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sticking around. The ones that have stuck around through this little hiatus while I was away. I appreciate you so very much. And don't forget, Ziva Life, 1 teaspoon a day has been life changing for me. Ziva.life, code the Diva Deets for 30% off exclusively for my listeners. And I want to make sure that you know that I'm here for you. So until next time, stay strong, stay consistent, and stay fabulous, my divas. I'm proud of you guys. I'm trying to end the recording. Thanks for tuning into this latest episode of the Diva Deets. If this helped you and you found it valuable, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Ready for more support? Join my free Facebook community or join my coaching community. The details are in the show notes. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, stay strong, stay consistent, and stay fabulous, my divas.